of poultry products during a recent upsurge of bird flu in Nigeria. Now, earlier, my colleague Kweku Teming spoke with the national chairman of the Poultry Farmers Association, Kwejo Asante. Now, he said that the association is yet to be formally notified of the ban.
Early on, Kwejo Asante, we had details that from the veterinary services that they have engaged poultry farmers in the country. We'd want to find out from you, because you are the chairman of the Poultry Farmers Association here in Ghana. Have you received any notice, and indeed, are you being guided on what to do as a head poultry farmer in the country?
Thank you, Kweku. No, I have not received any message from the veterinary department concerning the bird flu. But I'm aware that there's a bird flu at the area of Nigeria and the America and the Europe. But I received a message from the veterinary service in Ghana. No.
So you're saying that the Ministry of Agric, the veterinary services, they have not come in any way to engage you and your officials on this outbreak in other parts of West Africa and the measures that need to be taken?
No. Maybe they contact, if they do so, maybe they contact other farmers, not my secretariat as a national office or myself.
Are you surprised?
Yes.
Have you taken any measures yourself?
It's a surprise to me because last night, I'm not in Kumaibi, I'm in Accra right now.
Okay.
Last night I was working around one of the doctors. For reasons I don't want to mention his name. Yesterday, I'll go with the veterinary, one of the veterinary doctor working at the head office the whole day. So there's no research, and my executive secretary is also with me going along. So there's no information or my email, no.
All right, so that was a playback of an interview that my colleague Kweku Teming had with the chairman of the Poultry Farmers Association of Ghana, Kwejo Asante. And he is saying that they are yet to be officially notified of the ban on the importation of poultry from Burkina Faso. We've been joined on the line by the Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, Madam Hannah Bisi. Madam, good afternoon, and thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon, and thanks for having me.
Great. Since when did government get to know about this outbreak of avian influenza, and how soon is the ban taking effect?
Well, good afternoon. Whenever there's an outbreak of bird flu, the ban is immediate. It's not because that is the measures of Ghana government, but it's the international measures that every country takes. There's an agreement in the sub-region, and so anytime there's an outbreak of bird flu or any disease, being it zoonotic or not, in any other country, they'll notify, their neighbors, or they'll notify the veterinary services of the other countries that they trade with, or we have any form of human or animal movement with. And then there's a standstill command that is given. A standstill command means that there will be no movement in or out of the affected areas. And so anytime it happens, it's immediate. And what happens is this: when the technical officer, that is the veterinarians, they will have to be in position at our borders and at the various places, even within the very country where the situation is. They will have to, make sure that wherever the outbreak is, there are no movements, to other places that have not been affected. So anytime it happens, it goes, that is the way it goes. And when we put the measures in place, we also, a circular is also sent around so that our farmers or the population is also informed about the outbreak.
All right, talking about the circulation of information, the Association of Poultry Farmers in Ghana say they are yet to officially hear from your outfit. Have you put plans in place to reach them, or have you already done that?
Well, when these things happen, we do releases, we do announcements. It's put out there, and the board, especially the the regions or the towns where we have a direct border with, the veterinary officers, they do inform the farmers, and the necessary measures are taken. Now, as to informing, like officially writing a letter to the Poultry Farmers Association that this outbreak is there, usually we do not do that as a practice. But we inform them, by the general rule, because what is happening is that it may not be a poultry farmer. Okay, it could be anybody traveling from, let's say, Burkina Faso or Nigeria or from any other country bringing in birds. You may want to bring in maybe some 10 or 20 day-old chicks that you just want to come and rear at your backyard. That will not be a potential or like a huge poultry farmer, but that could be it's a potential source of, traveling or bringing the disease into the country. So we normally take all the measures to make sure that our borders are protected and the necessary information is sent out to people for them to know that you can't come in with this, you can't come in with that. So that generally that is the practice that we do.
Okay. Before I let you go, I would want to also find out what is the surety that as of now we do not have any of these birds in Ghana with the disease or with the virus, because Burkina Faso has so far recorded 200,000 of their birds dead, and then about 2,000 guinea fowls also dead, and there is a possibility that it is about a week or two or probably a month old and they are dealing with it there. What is the surety that we probably do not already have it in Ghana?
The surety is that if we had it in Ghana, we would have been recording very high deaths of birds. And also, you see, Ghana, we do not commercially, we don't have commercial trade, or we don't have commercial business with Burkina Faso in terms of, bringing in birds. But again, the way our borders are, remember that anybody can go into Burkina, bring guinea fowls to the northern part of Ghana. And our officers are really working hard. They've been working hard in the northern regions where we have the borders with Burkina to make sure that the bird flu does not enter into our country. Then right from the time that there was the outbreak in Nigeria, we put every measures in place to make sure that, our borders were protected, and we've not, we've not softened those measures. It's still in place. The only thing is that you make sure that the announcement goes out, but you don't cause a scare, but you make sure that the right things are done. We have the human resource, and then we have the logistics, to move around and work.
All right. Finally, before I let you go, please, what is the issue that has to do with the particular date of lifting this ban? What would government want to see before you can say that, okay, from now on, we have lifted the ban?
Please, it's a whole technical sense that, go into this issue. I think that I'll just give you a brief. I had to walk out of a meeting, a meeting with the Council of State. I had to step out of the meeting briefly. And so, before any government, and it's not just Ghana, before any government can say that, they've left that ban, they have to, Burkina or the affected country have to go through certain processes. They have to sacrifice the birds in the affected area, and then at a certain distance around the area, disinfection will have to go on, certain period, maybe every 2 weeks you do the disinfection, you let the area to rest, and then you introduce new birds, you wait for the incubation period, and then the birds are sacrificed. Postmortem is done to find out whether you find, the symptoms in the organs or anything of the sort. I mean, this is just a brief, and there's a whole health certificate that will have to come with it, and OIE will have to certify that that country is indeed, free from bird flu. Ghana, we once had the bird flu, and up to date, there are countries who are not even taking eggs from Ghana because of that. But even though we are clear, and so after all that, as a country, we decide and assess if we still want to go in, to bring in breads or anything of that sort from there.
All right, we are grateful for your time, Madam Hannah Bisu. Thank you very much for speaking with us. She is the Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, giving us an update on the bird flu outbreak in Burkina Faso.